Hello everyone, my name is Ho-Bom Kwon. I'm from Samsung Research. Today, I will present EWIDL, which is a single-source web API documentation management system to maintain API document efficiently and effectively. To give you background of this topic, this is an experience report from the maintenance of Tizen API since 2012. Tizen is a Linux-based open-source software platform which was designed for consumer electronic devices such as smart TVs. Tizen has been deployed to over 130 million devices. In Tizen, we defined multiple profile, which is a group of software components targeting specific device categories such as wearable and TVs. Currently, Tizen defined several profiles including TV, wearable, mobile, and IoT. Each profile requires a lot of APIs to be exposed for Tizen application developers. So why API matters in Tizen? Because API must be backward compatible for a longer period of time to run applications successfully. As mentioned, Tizen is OS for consumer electronic device, and most people keep C device for years. So keeping API compatibility is a minimum condition to run applications downloaded from internet. To keep the strict API compatibility for a large set of APIs in Tizen profiles, we introduced ACR, which stands for API Change Request Process, and it helped API compatibility over the 8 years of platform release. But the problem we faced while keeping APIs via ACR was the number of APIs we have to maintain has been getting bigger and bigger. Also, each profile defined own set of APIs, so introducing a new profile such as IoT added significant amount of API to be managed additionally for the profile. So we used to maintain Tizen web API documentations on separate Git branches for different configurations. This leads to fast-growing number of branches to maintain. As you can see on the right side, more than 430,000 lines of API documents to maintain in 16 Git branches for Tizen web APIs. And this number is just getting bigger and bigger as new profiles introduced. To solve this problem of maintenance, the approach we took was switch to single source approach instead of multiple Git branches for the same API module. To do this, we extended the existing WebIDL, which was standard to describe web API definitions such as method. In a sense, WebIDL document is similar to header files in C++ and C languages. To use single source approach, the initial stage of the web API development, the document was divided into a set of WebIDL files for a single API module. Just one is extended WIDL file for a single API module. Having the documentations for multiple configurations condensed to a single source would resolve the problem with the number of branches at the cost of more complex syntax. We decided to test this approach by designing extended WebIDL format. WebIDL adds conditional if-else syntax to the regular WIDL files, allowing constraining parts of documents to specific profiles or versions. As you can see on the right side, before generating target HTML, EWIDL files must be converted with WIDL files for specified configuration. We created a script which parses WIDL files and outputs only those lines that are located within active conditional branch. Listing 1 shows an example of EWIDL syntax. Terms such as version, at least, profile is in are converted to Python functions. When EWIDL parser encounters conditional expressions, it invokes Python interpreter to evaluate them in the context of active configuration. After initial prototype was developed, we focused on creating tools to make run the EWIDL files easier. One of the most noticeable problems is complicated tree structure of the file. Documentation writers need to be aware of all 20 conditional branches affected by their changes. Tracking active branches while writing documentation requires substantial cognitive effort from the authors. Fortunately, this task can be automated by proper editor support. We developed EWIDL plugins for Vim and Visual Studio Code, which provide EWIDL syntax, highlighting and active configuration tracking. To summarize the advantage of EWIDL, reviewers can verify versions and profiles while reviewing the content. Writers don't need to remember about applying commits to multiple branches and resolving potential conflict because it is done by a generator automatically. All those elements make the documentation easier to update, in turn reduce the overhead of API developers. On the other hand, the single source approach makes the syntax of a file more complicated. We counter this drawback by implementing IDE extensions. In summary, we learned that EWIDL is extended EWIDL is combined with the conditional statements can serve as a lightweight and easily customizable approach to the web API documentation management. Our contribution in EWIDL system with an additional of conditional preprocessor syntax to WebWidl language help maintaining multi-version and configuration of web APIs, and we believe this can be applied to the similar situation with multiple profiles and multiple APIs over the years. With the application of the system, we have made the documentation maintenance much easier. Thank you.